Sam, as we'll call him, does not want to be identified for fear of reprisal because of what happened while he walked his dog by a West Seattle park.
That he was going to go right now and get a gun and come back and shoot me.
He got into an argument with a homeless man, called the cops. The man was arrested.
I was able to see that they did put him in the cop car and then drive away.
Taken to King County Jail not for the alleged assault, but for a warrant for failing to appear in court for disorderly conduct on a bus.
Who's a good boy?
But to Sam's surprise, he was back in the park 2 hours later.
He was basically let go.
Yeah.
Does that surprise you?
It shocks me. Absolutely, it shocks me.
It was no mistake.
There you go, disorderly bus conduct. It's on the list.
Disorderly conduct on a bus is on a list of misdemeanor crimes including theft, criminal trespass, property destruction, resisting arrest, vehicle prowls, and more that the Seattle City Attorney and the King County Director of Public Defense and all of the judges in the Seattle Municipal Court have agreed on that people accused of these crimes can be released from jail almost immediately on their own personal recognizance, known as PR'd.
No, it is not a get-out-of-jail-free card.
There is a push in Seattle now for no jail time for nearly all misdemeanor offenders before and after conviction. Basically all nonviolent crimes except fourth-degree assault, domestic violence, and driving under the influence. And there's something else.
The jail's not booking on warrants for disorderly conduct or theft or property destruction.
Yeah, and the court doesn't have anything to say about that?
As far as I know, no.
The King County Jail currently is not accepting non-violent misdemeanor offenders to keep the jail population down because of COVID, a decision made by King County Executive Dial Constantine. Last year, the jail's average daily population was 1,900. Now it's 1,350, and police are bringing fewer people to jail.
Very few agencies actually bringing people in that don't meet the criteria.
We went through a year's worth of jail bookings ending in October. More than 38,000, 9,500 were associated with the Seattle Municipal Court. And of that, 572 were PR'd, released, no bail. Average time in jail, 3 hours, including people arrested at protests.
Are you telling the judges not to send anybody to jail?
No, I've learned a long time ago, you try not to tell judges anything.
For sentencing, that's true, but the jail is putting restrictions on pretrial lockups.
I thought the jail unilaterally can't defy what a judge has ordered.
I think that prior to the pandemic, what you're saying is absolutely true.
Sam now has the answer why the man who threatened to shoot him was back in the park.
It basically gives people like that a license to behave however they want.
For Operation Crime and Justice, I'm Matt Markovich reporting.
Bottleneck.
WSDOT says the grout pads that support the girders need to be fixed.
It helps the bridge flex and move while there's traffic on it.
The work will begin in January. 2 of the 4 southbound lanes will be closed for up to 4 weeks.
We've been kicked around, but we're hustling.
Easy Street Records, a 30-year institution in the Junction, has turned to delivery and online sales during the pandemic and high bridge closure to remain strong. But word of another partial bridge closure isn't settling well.
We'll keep fighting, but some of us may not be able to.
When people know that they're going to sit in an hour-long commute or an hour-and-a-half-long commute, that they'll stay outside of the neighborhood until that traffic dies down, and there's a direct correlation to loss of business.
WSDOT says be prepared to take alternative routes like the South Park Bridge or the Short Bridge from the Boeing Access Road.
The more people who try to use the First Avenue South Bridge, we're just going to see more crowding. We're going to see more backups.
Some consider it constant traffic that seems to be the new reality for West Seattle.
And back out here live tonight, you can certainly see that that is the case. I'm told that traffic has increased about 10% since that high bridge closure. Of course, that would normally be much higher if it wasn't for the COVID pandemic. Also, I want to let you know that I did reach out to the Seattle Department of Transportation to ask, hey, would you consider opening that low bridge for all traffic during this January period? And they told me that they are very much committed to allowing emergency services to be able to access that bridge. They said they're going to be working with WSDOT, but they would not confirm whether they were open to that idea. We're live in Seattle tonight. I'm Kara Kostanich, KOMO News.
Preston, an announcement went out last week calling this store
the first black-owned dispensary in Seattle city limits. They've got quite an impressive mural. Now, according to state officials, that claim about black ownership is technically true, but Kemp's team says it was the wrong play in their goal to lift up communities of color. Now Kemp going to the hoop. He dominated on the court and became a 6-time NBA All-Star. And now Shawn Kemp is poised to open a marijuana shop in the shadow of the arena where he helped take the SuperSonics to the finals.
Obviously, I'm taking a big chance by doing this, but I think if there's a professional way of using cannabis, I'm the person to be able to push this product.
Last week, Kemp's PR team declared Shawn Kemp's Cannabis Seattle's first black-owned dispensary, but then withdrew the claim, saying it has caused great distraction to this store's intention.
We're going to use this as a launching pad, kind of an incubator.
Kemp and his partners want to train other people of color to also succeed in the industry.
And that's more what I'm after, just having a multi-racial of people working for me.
Seattle has 48 retail pot shops, but until now, no owner self-identifies as black. State officials say the owner of Dockside Cannabis self-identifies as mixed race. Statewide, blacks own only 3% of marijuana stores. It's a glaring inequity, given the black community suffered during the war on drugs and has been cut off from the legal industry.
I'm definitely going to give back money from making from this establishment. I'll be around here in Seattle giving back money to several different programs.
Well, the grand opening is tomorrow at 12:45, and Kemp's former teammate, Gary Payton, he'll be here too to greet all the fans. Back to you.
The state. Hey, everybody, I'm Eric Johnson from KOMO News. Thanks for checking out the KOMO YouTube channel. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for more news from the Seattle area and all of Western Washington. And don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't miss our YouTube updates.